Good morning. It is Monday, I think. It's not raining. It hasn't rained for 2 days. And today's the third day. I am going to go source some of the Hank's planks and demotivational sign. Oh, what a terrible bedhead. Look at that hound. Look at him. Look at him. And we also have Duke here today. He's going to go home today, but he stayed over because he went in the pond and they didn't want to bring him home all wet and get the vehicle all dirty. So now that he's dry, I'm going to take him home a little bit later. It was Father's Day yesterday and my in-laws came over for a brunch, I guess you could call it. I guess it was breakfast that was late that my wife made. And they brought Duke. My brother-in-law also came over. Duke is my brother-in-law's dog, so that's where he comes from. But anyways, what the heck? There was a hair on my eye. Anyways, time to get the day started. First, I should get dressed, though. So they say that to be successful, you should make your bed or something like that. Or, I don't know. I heard somewhere that if you make your bed, you'll be successful. Or some to that effect. So I'm gonna do that right now. There, something like that, I think. That bottom part is so ugly, so I think what I'm going to end up doing is making a new bed frame for this. Actually, you know what? I think we'll get a king size bed because, like, look at the situation right now. That happens on a daily, on a nightly. So, a bigger bed, a little bit of a bigger bed, and then a lower bed that the box spring will be hidden. What do you call those beds? I forget, like the low ones that are, you know, boxed in or whatever. I think I'm going to make one of those sometime. But for now, come on boys. We are going to go outside and pick out some wood for the Hank's planks. I should probably put a hat on. I can't see what I look like because the camera's turned around, but it probably looks horrendous. Such a nice day out today. I really hope the wood is dry. It's still kind of early in the morning, like right now. Just walking on the grass, I can feel the dew wetting my ankles. That's a weird sentence. Hey Hank! Come pick out some wood. He doesn't speak English, so he doesn't know what that means. We got this pile, which is mostly not good wood. There's a lot of rot, so I'll have to cut around it. And I got this that is mostly good, contrary to what it looks like. It's decent, and I can use that for many projects. We're probably going to take from this pile, though, just to kind of get rid of it, you know? Hank's planks and demotivational signs. I'm finally getting to it. Also, why don't I do this right away? The chickens, they're doing fine. At least the ones that weren't got by the fox. 2 of them perished in these woods because the fox got them, which sucks. But then Hank almost got the fox, so hopefully he doesn't come around too often anymore. But we got 2 chickens left. All right, bud. No, don't follow me. Here. What piece? Can you just pick a piece? Can you just pick a piece, buddy? Look at the foreman over there, just keeping watch. This wood is still a little bit wet, but that's okay. The reason why I was not doing it before is because it was raining so much, and then that's just bad for the blades. Because I'm going to resaw all these, so instead of just getting 1 sign per cut, I'll get 2 signs essentially, because these will be cut in half. And today we're working on Hank's planks and demotivational signs, so there's going to be 2 sizes. I got to take out all of the nails and stuff, so there's a bit of processing to do, so I'm just going to get to it now. Okay, while I'm pulling out the nails, I just wanted to show you the difference between these 2 nails that I pulled out of this decking. And this decking is I think just regular raw lumber 2x6. Here we have a steel nail. Look how rotted that is. trash. I bet you I could break that. Well, I can't quite break it because it still has some metal in the middle there, but that shear strength is cut down from 900 pounds to about probably like 10 or 15 pounds. Now check out this galvanized nail. This is basically good as new. I could reuse this. Nowadays you would use one that's spirally so that it doesn't pull out so easily, but this is still an acceptable nail to use in some applications when doing a deck. This is a pinhead, so I don't, or like a finishing nail, so I don't think that you would actually use this nail, but I'm just saying like this type of spike here is acceptable. I would use the spirally one just because it's better, but yeah. Now that's not the only issue with this deck. This deck was 42 feet-ish long, and at the end here we have some rot. So the nailer board, or ledger board, whatever you want to call it, had rotted, which then rotted the rim board, which didn't rot the joist but totally could have, and then we could have had some sort of catastrophe. That's my living room right there, and to have that floor fall down would have sucked. Luckily we saw that. The deck is one of the first things that we took down. Actually, it's the first thing that we did when we bought this place, is take down the deck. That sucks, but that can be fixed, luckily, and it's not that hard. The issue here is that they used raw lumber rather than, over here, they used treated lumber. So right there at that joint to the end, that's all good lumber. From here to there, that's all untreated lumber. This one didn't rot, which is good, so that's fine. And actually, let me just, I think that is too small. It should be a 2x10, but yeah, that's definitely that's a 2x8. That is not something you want to use. That is way too small. You want to use at least 2x10 would be code. I'm going to use 2x12. I'm going to beef it up a little bit just so I never have to worry about it. That's all good. You definitely want to use a treated lumber, or cedar, I guess, would also work too. Here, cedar is not cheap. It's actually pretty expensive, so I'm going to be using like just the SPF, a grade A lumber, although nowadays grade A just means whatever lumber they pull out of the forest. It's not grade A. Grade A is not what it used to be. Other efforts I'm going to put into this, which are actually code now, is I'm going to put a flashing. I'm not sure why they didn't use flashing here. That's really weird. They just have the decorative flashing up there, which doesn't do what the functional flashing does, where it, you know, comes out. I'm not even sure that is called flashing. I don't do siding. I'm going to do that, and behind that I'm going to put a house wrap Tyvek type product on the house, which is basically a moisture barrier and wick system, I guess you could call it. So any moisture that gets trapped behind that kind of papery looking stuff that you see on houses when they're being built, it kind of gets wicked out into the outside of the house and then runs down into the ground and isn't a problem, but at the same time doesn't allow any moisture to get in. So I'm going to be putting that on there. Usually you put it right behind the nailer board, and then the people who do the house wrap, if it's not the framers doing it, they can tie that in, and it works out perfect. In this case, we're gonna take off some of the siding, put it on there. Eventually the siding's gonna be redone anyway, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. With the treated lumber and all that other stuff being in place, we should have a really long-lasting deck. Treated lumber takes forever to rot. Eventually it will rot, because everything, you know, will rot. Nature always prevails. This deck, the lumber that is still good on the wall, that would have been treated with arsenic, which is, you know, super robust. It's really hard for rot to, I mean, rot is alive, right? So these living organisms are trying to get through it. It's really hard for that to happen. But eventually these cultures and whatever break down whatever the compounds of arsenic are, or they get an immunity to it, or a tolerance, or whatever, I don't know, and then they start eating the wood. But it takes a while. Same with using galvanized nails. looking right here, they use steel nails in these galvanized hangers. So it's a good job that they use galvanized hangers, which are too small for what I'm going to use now. But they use steel nails, so that shear strength actually isn't that great. These particular nails still probably have a good shear strength because they're not that rusty and the water didn't get to it that bad probably, but you never know. Galvanized is way better. Also galvanized with the proper head and all that jazz. You don't want to use those finishing nails for anything like that, and you want to use those thicker hanger nails for hanging hangers. Anyways, back to the wood. Nowadays they treat it with that copper or whatever, not the arsenic, because it's way safer for humans and for animals and the environment. It's much better. So I'm going to be using that type of lumber. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do, because I might make this section here another room. We'll call it like a 2-season room. I would say 3-season room, but this is Canada and it's cold all the time. Summer, half of spring, half of fall. That's 2 seasons. We're going to have like a 2-season room here, possibly. I'm not exactly sure, though. I also want to say I am not the authority or last stand when it comes to code and how to build decks or how to build anything, really. I just know what I know from working on a crew. And working on a crew, you kind of learn things, you pick up things, and also you get blueprints when you work for a builder, and the blueprints tell you exactly what to do, where to do it, how to do it, what to use, all that kind of stuff. And then things just become knowledge, and you just remember it, like spacings and tall walls and, you know, decks and stuff. Decks vary so much here where I live, so code is a little different for decks depending on where you are, because the water table is different everywhere, which means that the frost line is different everywhere, which means that the other environmental factors matter and all that kind of stuff. But at this point, I'm rambling, so I'm gonna get right back to it. I got my foreman right here, and I got my other foreman right over there, and we're going to knock out some planks here. Demotivational and Hank's planks, because I need a new deck, and this is what's going to help make that happen. Although if you watch my live video, which please watch my live video about the Teespring one, I mentioned that I want to use the funds that I get from selling these to build the shop out. So for more information on that, check that out. I'll put a link in the description or whatever. Alright, back to it. Well, that is just my luck. It doesn't cut all the way through. That sucks. That's okay. I'll figure it out. Alright, we're going to go into the shop, grab this table saw here, and use it. Hopefully, it'll raise up a little higher so that we can just cut those again, which kind of sucks. Oh, check that out. That's a turtle. So I just gave it a go. Same issue. So I'm just gonna cut them into size, and then I'm gonna cut them on the other end, and then it should work. So I have a few of these now, and they still have a little piece of that. A broken one. That's fine. So all I gotta do is, it comes apart. Then I just have to chisel off a little piece, and it's great. So these are the Hank's planks, right? They're just gonna have his paw print on there. They're kind of a coaster, I guess. This is a little too big still, so I can't just break it. It doesn't work. So I have to, I'm gonna see if I can just split it with an axe. Alright, so I have this janky axe here. I basically just need an axe head, but those are all at the other house, at the other shop, the old shop there. So see how this works, just like this. Perfect. So I'll just get rid of this with a chisel or something. I can put my stuff on there. It's 5.5 by 11-ish, and these are 5.5 by 5.5-ish. Hank's planks, demotivational signs. look like your paw print, bud. This is not working. I gotta think of something else. Alright, so I wiped off his paws because this is not gonna work. That barely looks like a paw. This barely looks like a paw. This is the most resembling a paw. So I think they need to be sealed first, and then I need to have something a little bit different put on than that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make a little whitewash on every single one of them with the white paint here, and then I'm gonna try to see if I can get his paw print to be on top of that. For everyone who doesn't know what a Hank plank is, this is something that one of you guys came up with rather than having a demotivational sign, which is just gonna be like a saying on here, right? So we're gonna see if this works. Ironically, his paw print is showing up a lot better. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but that's hilarious. So I'm gonna whitewash a few of them and then see how that works. For anyone concerned, this is non-toxic paint, and I washed it off immediately after it not working, and I would do that anyways regardless. It's completely safe. There's a charity for animals around here that does the same thing, but with a bunch of different animals, not just dogs, and they put it on their noses, and they press their noses to paper. Maybe paper would work better, but this should seal it a bit because this is acrylic paint. So hopefully that'll work. But anyways, that's all to say is this is safe for Hank. He's not going to be harmed from this paint here. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Let's just put your paw print right there, bud. I'm getting closer. Okay, this is the bar. I'm gonna wait for those to dry, and I'm gonna try to get this or better, and I think that'll have to do, and if no one wants them, then no one wants them, I guess. So that is, I think that is passable. That's totally acceptable. I'm gonna try to make more like this now. I think that's as good as we're gonna get for the Hank's planks. Got a little bit on the deck, but it'll be fine. And those are the 16 that turned out. Now I'm gonna take Duke home. Come on, Duke. And I also am gonna stop over at Jen's house first. Then I gotta go see Miles. I got the painting already packed up, ready to go. And I'm gonna deliver the rooster. Rooster should be good. Come on, buddy. Hop in. He's not used to coming in this truck. He's like, what the heck? Okay. There you go, bud. So, we're gonna be on the road here. First stop, Jen's. So coming into Jen's basement again, they did some work, and so I'm checking it out, and it actually looks super dope. It looks way different down here. There's Jen, but look at this. They got that bench, that's pretty cool. Got the little bar there. They've cleaned all this up. Built those console tables, got rid of the big desks. This is the part that I was working on, so I'm gonna make the brackets for here. All this looks really good. And then I guess they didn't want to drywall here, which we were talking about earlier. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in the vlog. They decided to do this, these are ceiling tiles that look like barn wood. Although I think are they just paneling that you cut? Yeah, it's just panels, like the one behind me right there. Which is a great idea. That's actually given me an idea to do for future client work. I'm going to do it with real barn wood or real wood and heavier steel if anyone needs access to certain parts or whatever. I mean, I don't know why I've never thought of that before, but that's a great idea. I really like that. So now we're also talking about doing some brackets on here. So they replaced the ply post with this big timber. They put in those fir rough sawn fir planks there underneath, and the wiring and stuff is hidden underneath that one to my left there. I guess that would that be your right? I don't know. And the one underneath the post is sandwiched just straight to the beam, so that doesn't violate code at all. I'm gonna put a bracket there, which is gonna be like a T-shaped bracket that's gonna come down, and then we're gonna have a hanger bracket here and another hanger bracket here. They couldn't get two of the same size rough sawn timbers here, so we're gonna just hide that sin there with a bracket, and then the three brackets tied in together I think it'll look pretty cool. And then over here we had some shrinkage in wood, which is typical. We're gonna hide that with a bracket as well. All right, now I'm off to the in-laws or Miles's place. I don't know what time it is, so it depends on what time it is, but they love my idea and I love what they've done, or what Jen has done. It looks super good, so I'm stoked to be a collaborator on this basement redesign that I did. I don't know if you guys remember it, but you should look back if you haven't seen what it used to look like. It just looked plain before. It's 3 o'clock, so that means it's going to be rush hour soon, and Air Clicks closes at 4, so it looks like I'm gonna go see Miles. So that's the next stop. So I just pulled this hair out of here in the painting, and I was like, oh, how'd that get in here? And Miles actually found it in the scan right there. That's hilarious. So whoever buys prints of this painting, they're gonna get an extra little bit of it, and that's Ashley's hair. That's actually kind of hilarious. It's not going to be in the original because that's kind of gross, and this is going in the garbage now. But it's still in the in the prints. So there's some bonus information for you guys. I always get such good service. So I'm going to put his info in the description. If there's anyone local to the Edmonton area and who's an artist who needs scans or prints made or anything to do with that kind of stuff, you can check out his website. It has all his services listed on there. But I'm bringing Johnny Cash back home. Look for it on Instagram. I always post quite a bit on Instagram, so if you don't see something that you've seen in a vlog that I've been making or painting, check out the Instagrams at My Hands Gallery and at Ushitat, and there's a good chance that it'll be on there. And that is why I use this company. It's called Pack Mail. I can just drop off a piece of art and then they'll crate it up. I mean, there is a fee for it, but they crate it up for you and then ship it out to wherever you need. They have every courier system or service and the post office available through their company there, Pack Mail. It's a really good service. So if you're local, I'm not sure if they're all over the place, but I know there's 2 here in Edmonton, so if you're local, definitely use them. They're awesome. And if you're using the ones in Edmonton, you go to this one, ask for Lance. This is the one on the south side. There's probably more information I need. There's Lamborghini. Alright, my next stop on the list for today was to see this guy. You might recognize him.
Me or Pickle Rick?
Both of you, I guess.
He's more famous.
He is pretty famous actually right now, but he's finally coming home with me, so that's good. And Alex also gave me Mary's hammer, one of them anyway.
One of her tools that she used.
So now I have 2 of her tools, which is pretty cool. Thank you so much.
There's like pottery, clay debris on the end of it.
There's still stuff all over it.
From the last time she used it.
So
it's sad for me to say bye to Rick, but he's going good home.
He is. He's gonna go in my studio. He actually might go into my. I'm gonna do like this, like podcast studio, I guess you could call it, and he might go in there.
Yeah, when you vlog, he should be always in the background somewhere.
In my live videos, I think I'll do that because I always just talk to the camera. I'm gonna make a little studio space for that.
He's about your height, actually.
Yeah, actually.
He's pretty close.
It is pretty close, but
everybody says he looks like Will Ferrell or like George Bush.
he looks more like George Bush. I'm going to actually put Pickle Rick in a jar right here, like the actual Pickle Rick from Rick and Morty.
Huh.
Because he's holding this jar, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to be holding another jar.
Yeah, there's
right here.
to be something there.
I think it'll be funny. All right, thanks a lot, dude.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, I'm going to take off now and do the rest of my errands. All right, just dropping off the Dukester here. Had a good day with you, buddy. Tomorrow, my day is going to consist of being in that part of the shop making stuff for you guys. I got a bunch of commissions, and my in-laws are thinking about getting me to do a concrete countertop in their kitchen, which is what I was just doing. And my brother-in-law gave me this cool hat, so that's pretty cool. All in all, a good day. Time to get home and see if I can get some more of those. Well, the first demotivational thing made, and then several more, hopefully. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it to the forge. I was planning on doing that tomorrow, but I just got a message back from Alex, not Alex, who I just saw, but Alex, the guy who helped me by driving to my brother's house. That Alex, the guy, I'll put his info in the description. He's the guy who, the blacksmith, the guy who makes the knives and the jewelry and all that stuff. His forge is buried because they're actually moving. So he operates this forge, I guess you could say, with his dad. And his dad is getting a new shop built, so he moved all his stuff from his old shop into the forge shop, which gives him no room for me to use the forge. So unfortunately, Jen is gonna have to wait a little longer. That kind of sucks for her, so I'm gonna let her know that here right away. I'm kind of bummed about that, but what can you do? It's not my place to be like, hey, can you move all this stuff? You know, that would be weird. So we're gonna figure that out as time goes on. I don't know. So instead, tomorrow, I'm just gonna spend all day in the shop doing other type of metal work, welding. This dog, he doesn't know what he wants. He keeps peeing on everything. We're just on a walk here, taking the hound for a walk. We had a hard day doing the Hank's planks. Alright guys, check this out. I forgot to show this last night, but that's okay. Look, Hank's already ready to go. We're heading to the shop here right away, but I wanted to give you a peek at what I have here. Now, if you're unaware of what these are the deck signs. The funds are being raised to build my new deck by making stuff out of my old deck. These are only $10, so the quality in them is not going to be off the chain or anything like that, because they take a while to make, and $10 is not much. And I think $10 is a fair price for a support piece of makerism. I don't know what you would call it, for a little sign that sucks. It's just basically a way that you guys can support building the new deck. However, I think we have agreed, if you've watched the live video, that I'm going to try to get the shop going first. And it's not that I can't do it myself, it's just that it'll be quicker with your guys' help. So all of you who have jumped on board with getting a Hank plank or a demotivational sign, I really appreciate it. Send me an email, orderfromjosh@gmail.com, to get yours. I have lots of wood left, and I can make tons. I thought I would only be able to make about 200, but here there's 6 already, plus 16 Hank's planks, so I can probably make a lot. Let me know what you think about the quality of the Hank's planks. Should they be better, or does it not matter? I don't know. We'll see as the filming of this vlog goes on what we are actually going to do based on the suggestions from Instagram, and perhaps I'll do a live video, but I'm not sure. If I do, there will be a link in the description. Alright, cool. Off to the new shop. Nope. Old shop. Off to the old shop. So, I'm coming in my garage to get this piece, because I'm going to make this into a ladybug for a lady today. And look what I found. Look what I found. I don't know why there was an accent thrown on there from the south, but look what I found. I think I tried to say find and found at the same time. But these are for the IKEA shelves that I couldn't find last time. Too late now. So this is what we're building today. Ladybug, mosquito, scorpion. I think the most obvious one is the ladybug. But stay tuned. Actually, you know what? Ta-da! That snap transition probably didn't work that good. This is about, I don't know how many hours of work, but this one and this one are spoken for. This is kind of iffy, but this one is spoken for. This is the little strainer scoopy spoon thing that was at the potter's house. Turned it into a ladybug at the request of one of you guys on YouTube, so thank you for that. This is a mosquito. I just like making mosquitoes, and I wanted to have a third bug to make for this project video. And there's mosquitoes flying around right now as well. Scorpion was a request, and I'm not sure if it's exactly taken or not, because I haven't shown it to him, but it's likely taken. The same guy who is interested in this bought one of my mosquitoes. Another one in here. Eventually this showcase actually came from Alex's store, but eventually I'll have it in my new shop, and I'll probably do some renovation of it. Renovation. I call it renovation just because this is ridiculous and I'm not going to restore it, but it's just funny how this is jimmied together. But anyways, this is one of the mosquitoes, one of the first ones I've made. I just have it in here as a thing when people come over, they can see what I make. This ridiculous thing is a turkey leg that took me hours and hours and hours to make, and I just made it just for fun. I'm not sure exactly why. And then I patinaed it, let it rust in the rain for several days, and I think over the winter as well. I'll never be able to sell this. If I were to sell this, it'd have to be like for $500 for me to make any money based on my time. I make these. This is just a rose made out of siding that came from my in-laws' house. Before they got the siding redone, I took some of this off because they knew they were getting it redone there. This is an old horse skull that's kind of seen better days. I think that's a horse skull. If anyone knows, let me know. Then I got this horse mask here. Then here, oh, this is kind of cool. So I got this from the dump. It's a cassette tape case, and I turned it into a, like, whatever 1400s, I don't know when this period of this type or style of gun would have been, but it's like an assassin's go bag or whatever, everything they need. So I made these Flintlock style pistols. Oh, they've had better days, I guess. I need to tighten some of that stuff up. Anyways, just made it out of junk, basically. And this is supposed to be like the powder keg or flask or whatever you call it. It's just a piece of turned wood. This unscrews. And in here, I got like the little musket balls. They're all different sizes. These are kind of like blunderbuss style, because look at the huge barrel. I actually got a whole bunch of this hardware and stuff that I made these out of from the old man down the street. If you follow my Instagram, then you've heard of the old man down the street. It's basically a guy who was having a yard sale, and then he ended up giving me a bunch of stuff. And he gave me some of those plumbing parts along with a whole bunch of other stuff, including that vise right there. Then on this side, got like these little grenades that I made out of some steel spheres and some plumbing, and then just some rope to act as like the fuse or whatever. This is like the ramrod for the two pistols. I mean, I'm not sure if you would have needed a ramrod. I have no idea. I'm not a gun expert or anything of the sort. These are filled with 5-minute epoxy glue, and then I put a bee in each one, and it's supposed to be like, oh, this is poison, whatever, it's a vial of poison. These bees died naturally. There's a bee in one, a bumblebee in another one, or the wasp in another one. They're all just, you know, different types of bees and wasps and stuff. And this is supposed to be like the batting or whatever you call it for the pistol things, and then this is powder. I don't want to pour it out because it takes forever to close it back up in there and get this closed so it doesn't pour out. But yeah, that's that. Anyways, now I'm gonna go make this video. I filmed it. Right there's the camera. And that's for all you folks who prefer the build videos, which I appreciate every single one of you. Alright, finished for the day. I did those 3 sculptures and edited the video. I think I'm gonna upload it today, because I don't know when this is gonna be out. I don't know, maybe I won't. We'll see, and so will you. Alright, before I go to bed, I think I'm gonna spend some hours in here working on this fish painting. This is my 15,000 subscriber giveaway. This is what the lady who won wanted. It's a statue / fountain of a fish. I think a salmon. I mean, it looks kind of like a salmon, but in my sort of style. So I still have some work to do on it. I really don't know what I think about this one. So far, she said that she liked it, so that's all that matters. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all of that jazz. If you want to order the stuff that you see me make, please email me at orderfromjosh@gmail.com. That goes for all the merch that I offer. You can also check out my Teespring, which will be in the description. And I've added the P.O. Box too for you folks who wanted that. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching the vlogs along with the build videos. I think I'm going to upload the build video of the scorpion and ladybug and mosquito tonight, so you'll see that before this vlog comes out. I really do appreciate the support. I mean, I'm just repeating myself at this point because I don't know how else to express my appreciation. The Bob Ross painting that everyone's asking about, that is going to be given away shortly. Here it is. I don't really like this painting, but a lot of you have enjoyed that video, and I may do more in the future. I'm not exactly sure, but this painting, I guess, would be in the $100 series if I had to put it in one of them, but this will be given away for free, including shipping to anywhere on the planet in a live video coming up shortly. So stay tuned for that, and I will have a warning or whatever you call it, probably a 1-day, 24-hour notice before I give it away. I don't want you guys to think that I forgot about it. It's coming. Anyways, this is the end of the vlog. Thank you. Tomorrow, to me, but I don't know when to you, I'm going to get to that bathroom. It's unfortunate, too, that I had to tell Jen that the forge is closed for a little while, like my friend's forge, because they're actually building a new shop, so that's good. So her bracket's gonna have to wait even longer, but she's done a great job on her stuff. Anyways, at this point I'm rambling again. I just keep rambling at these because I'm talking to nobody, but I then realize I'm talking to at least 17,000 of you, or however many of you watch the videos. Once again, I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. See ya.